Alright, so I'm going to unplug my diffuse here and move on to something else. Instead of being diffused, what I want to do is see about adding something like this to the mix. So let's unplug diffuse, get it out of there. You can duplicate it if you need to. So let's say I duplicate that. We'll get rid of this one. We'll take this one and disconnect it. So now it looks more like your node from the last video. So instead of actually worrying about diffusion of light, what I want to do is worry about the specularity of light. So here I'm going to click this into specular color. And what's going to happen is it's going to be very, very shiny. So that's what specular color is. It's the shine coming off of here. But what I want to do is have a very stark difference between shiny and not shiny. So I'm going to say, well, this is going to be a black value. And now you can see everything here is not shiny, but only the top of the surface is shiny, these ridges. And if I do that one more time, let's say the gray, now you can see that only the very, very, very top part is shiny. So when rendered out, it's kind of working the same way as diffuse in the fact that it's the ability to say where is shiny and where is not shiny material. Together they work well, but they have some kind of they fight each other if you plug them in both. Certainly you're able to do that. In fact, I see quite many people do it, but there we go. See, now I've done just what diffuse did, but I now am able to control not only the actual killing of light, but the highlights of white too. Okay, that's specular. Now, of course, all these can have color in them. Let's say I add a blue in here. Just like that. Now the reason I probably wouldn't do that is because what about the environmental light? Does it have a blue property? Well, if it does, it's going to pick up on that anyway. So I'm just falsifying the specular channel on here by adding blue. But certainly if you wanted to do the very same thing, you could take it and add blue to your light. So very slight difference. And I should have kept the previous one, but you can see there is a slight tint of blue in here. It's very subtle. Of course, if I keep ranking that color up as far as rich blue compared to that one, that's when I start seeing it. So if I keep that image and I go in here and say, well, how about rich blue? And then render that back out. This is going to be almost a ridiculous blue to add to a channel. Keep in mind adding values closer to gray or a more desaturated blue is the smarter thing to do here. So you can see right here, look at the shadow region. I can start seeing those blue regions pop up. And here's, now it's turning purple when light hits it. So that is specularity and the difference between specularity and diffuse. So I'm almost up for specularity half the time just because I feel like I have a greater control over it. But here's the different variations of it. Alright, so let's go on to some more properties of materials.